Prince Edward, Duke of Kent GCMG GCVO AADC, P, is a grandchild of King George V and Queen Mary. He has held the title of Duke of Kent since 1942. The Duke of Kent carries out royal duties on behalf of his first cousin, Queen Elizabeth II. He is perhaps best known as president of the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, presenting the trophies to the Wimbledon champion and runner-up. He also served as the United Kingdom's Special Representative for International Trade and Investment, retiring in 2001. He is also the President of the Scout Association, the President of the Royal United Services Institute, the President of the Royal Institution of Great Britain and the Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of England. At the time of his birth, Prince Edward was seventh in the line of succession to his grandfather, behind his three uncles, his cousins Elizabeth and Margaret, and his father. As of the birth of Zara Philip's first child, the Queen's fourth great-grandchild, on January 17, 2014, Prince Edward is 33rd in line. As of the death of the 7th Earl of Harewood in 2011, he is the Queen's eldest living paternal cousin, though he is 9 years younger than the Queen herself. On March 21, 2013, it was reported that the Duke had suffered a mild stroke in the early hours of March 18, 2013. Early life: Prince Edward was born on October 9, 1935, at No. 3 Belgrave Square, London. His father was Prince George, Duke of Kent, the fourth son of George V and Mary of Teck. His mother was Princess Marina, Duchess of Kent, the daughter of Prince Nicholas of Greece and Denmark, and Grand Duchess Helen Vladimirovna of Russia. As a grandson of a British sovereign in the male line, he was styled as a Prince of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, His Royal Highness Prince Edward of Kent. The Prince was baptised in the private chapel of Buckingham Palace on November 20, 1935 by the Archbishop of Canterbury Cosmo Lang. His godparents were, King George V and Queen Mary. The Prince of Wales. The Princess Royal, Countess of Harewood. The Duke of Connaught and Strathearn. The Duchess of Argyll. And Prince Nicholas of Greece and Denmark. Education: Prince Edward began his schooling at Ludgrove, a preparatory school in Berkshire, before going on to Eton College and then La Rosey in Switzerland. After school he entered the Royal Military Academy Saunchurst, where he won the Sir James Moncrieff Grierson Prize for Foreign Languages. Prince Edward speaks fluent French. Duke of Kent. On August 25, 1942, Prince Edward's father, the Duke of Kent, was killed when his plane crashed in bad weather in Caithness. Prince Edward, then aged 6, succeeded his father as Duke of Kent, Earl of St Andrews and Baron Downpatrick. He later took his seat in the House of Lords in 1959. As a royal duke, he was destined for royal duties at an early age. At the age of 16 he walked behind the coffin of his uncle, George VI, at his state funeral in 1952. In 1953, he attended the coronation of his cousin, Elizabeth II, paying homage at her throne after her crowning. Military service: the Duke of Kent graduated from the Royal Military Academy Saunchurst on July 29, 1955 as a second lieutenant in the Royal Scots Greys, the beginning of a military career that would last over 20 years. He was promoted to captain on July 29, 1961. The Duke of Kent saw service in Hong Kong from 1962–63 and later served on the staff in Eastern Command. He was promoted to Major on December 31, 1967. Later in 1970, the Duke commanded a squadron of his regiment serving in the British Sovereign Base area in Cyprus, part of the UN force enforcing peace between the Greek and Turkish halves of the island. He was promoted to lieutenant colonel on June 30, 1973. The Duke retired from the army on April 15, 1976. He was subsequently promoted Major General on June 11, 1983 and Field Marshal on June 11, 1993. Marriage and issue: the Duke of Kent married Catherine Worsley at York Minster on June 8, 1961. Catherine is the only daughter of Sir William Arthrington Worsley, 4th BT, and his wife, Joyce Morgan Brunner. After their wedding, she was styled Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Kent, though in 2002, She ceased to use the style of Royal Highness and has expressed a preference to be known as Catherine, Duchess of Kent, the latter the typical style of a divorced or widowed peeress, which she is not. However, she remained legally HRH the Duchess of Kent. The Duke and Duchess of Kent have 3 children, none of whom carries out royal duties: George, Earl of St Andrews, born June 26, 1962. Married Sylvana Tomaselli, Lady Helen Taylor, born April 28, 1964. Married Timothy Taylor, Lord Nicholas Windsor, born July 25, 1970. Married, 2006, Paola Doimida Lupus de Frankopan, in Vatican City, becoming the first British royal in history to do so, stillborn child, born and died October 5, 1977. The Duchess of Kent converted to Roman Catholicism in 1994. Because this conversion did not occur until many years after their marriage, it did not cause the Duke to lose his place in the line of succession. The couple's son Lord Nicholas also converted to Roman Catholicism following his mother's example. The Duke and Duchess of Kent reside at Wren House, Kensington Palace, in London. Royal duties: the Duke of Kent has performed royal duties on behalf of his cousin, the Queen, for over 50 years. The Duke has represented the Queen during independence celebrations in the former British colonies of Sierra Leone, Uganda, Guyana, Gambia and most recently Ghana for their 50th independence anniversary celebration. He has also acted as Councillor of State during periods of the Queen's absence abroad. One of the Duke's major public roles for many years was Vice Chairman of British Trade International, and later as the United Kingdom's Special Representative for International Trade and Investment. This position saw the Duke travel abroad to represent the British government in fostering trade relations with foreign countries and organisations. His other interests include serving as the president of the Wimbledon All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, a position he succeeded from his late mother, Princess Marina, Duchess of Kent. His other roles include President of the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, the RAF Benevolent Fund, the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, the Stroke Association, RUSI, the Royal Institution and is patron of St Mungo's. He also makes the final decision in the award of the Mountbatten Medal. Edward is president of the Scout Association, and, along with Prince William, visited the Centenary World Scout Jamboree at Alliance Park, Chelmsford in July 2007. For almost 29 years Edward has been the patron of Endeavour, a national youth organisation. He has also served as Royal Bencher of the Honourable Society of Lincoln's Inn since 2001, a position previously occupied by his father. Freemasonry. On December 16, 1963, the Duke was initiated into Royal Alpha Lodge No. 16 and into Freemasonry. He is the 10th Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of England, the governing body of Freemasonry in England and Wales. He has served in that office since 1967, thus being the longest-serving Grand Master. In December 2013, he celebrated 50 years as a Freemason. Scouting. The Duke has served as the president of the Scout Association since 1975. Titles, styles, honours and arms, titles and styles, October 9, 1935 August 25, 1942, His Royal Highness Prince Edward of Kent, August 25, 1942 His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent, the Duke's current full style is Field Marshal His Royal Highness Prince Edward George Nicholas Paul Patrick, Duke of Kent, Earl of St Andrews and Baron Downpatrick, Royal Knight of the Most Noble Order of the Garter, Grand Master and Knight Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St Michael and St George, Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, Personal Aide-de-Camp to Her Majesty. Military ranks, July 29, 1955–July 29, 1957, Second Lieutenant, Royal Scots Greys, July 29, 1957–July 29, 1961, Lieutenant, Royal Scots Greys, July 29, 1961–December 31, 1967, Captain, Royal Scots Greys, December 31, 1967–June 30, 1973, Major, Royal Scots Greys, June 30, 1973–April 15, 1976, Lieutenant Colonel, Royal Scots Greys. Retired on April 15, 1976, Honours, see also List of Honours of the British Royal Family by country, Orders, 1960 Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, Knight Grand Cross of the Order of St Michael and St George, 1967 Principal Knight Grand Cross of the Order of St Michael and St George, 1985 Royal Knight of the Order of the Garter, Decorations, Canadian Forces Decoration, Medals, 1937 King George VI Coronation Medal, 1953 Queen Elizabeth II Coronation Medal, 1953, 1970 United Nations Medal for the UNFISP Mission, 1970, 1977 Queen Elizabeth II Silver Jubilee Medal, 1977, 2002 Queen Elizabeth II Golden Jubilee Medal, 2002, 2012 Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal, 2012. Foreign Honours, November 6, 2000 Knight of the Order of Charles XIII, Knight Commander of Order of Saints George and Constantine, Grand Cordon of the Supreme Order of the Renaissance, Grand Cordon of the Order of the Star of Jordan, Knight Grand Band of the Order of the Star of Africa, Member First Class of the Order of Tri-Shakti-Pata, Grand Cross of the Order of St. Olaf, Grand Cross of the Order of Merit of the Republic of Poland, Appointments, Personal aide-de-camp to Her Majesty the Queen, Academic, University of Surrey, Chancellor, Honorary Military Appointments, Honorary Ranks, June 11, 1983–June 10, 1993 Honorary Major General, June 15, 1985–June 30, 1996, Honorary Air Vice Marshal, June 11, 1993, Honorary Field Marshal, July 1, 1996, Honorary Air Chief Marshal, Appointments, Canada, Colonel-in-Chief, of the Lawn Scots, United Kingdom, Colonel, of the Scots Guards, Colonel-in-Chief, of the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers, Colonel-in-Chief, of the Devonshire and Dorset Regiment, Colonel, 1st Battalion, of the Rifles, Deputy Colonel-in-Chief, of the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards, Honorary Air Commodore, of the RAF Lucas, other appointments, Freemasonry, Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of England and First Grand Principal of the Supreme Grand Chapter of Royal Archmasons of England, Patron of the Royal Institution of Australia, Patron of the Ski Club of Great Britain, Patron of the British Computer Society, UK, Patron of Trinity College of Music, London, President of the Scout Association, Patron of Restore Burn and Wound Research, Patron of the Aidis Trust, Patron of the Institute of Export, Arms, Issue, Ancestry, References. External links, media related to Prince Edward, Duke of Kent at Wikimedia Commons, Hansard 1803 Euro 2005, Contributions in Parliament by the Duke of Kent, royal.gov.uk Euro The Duke of Kent, The United Grand Lodge of England Euro HRH The Duke of Kent, KG, GCMG, GCVO, ADC, Time article on birth of Prince Edward.